say asa by brother said Mpensenpensenmu broke up him say no twe bo an sa ma men koso nka say me busuma afishapa afese say na bibia na me kwa so kama e de e mai brother say yedi nkomo na also do adwenche e de ebre and pay my money for Frank and Adom a potential tool for this incoming administration in every capacity. Yes, yana so wa ache osumo ye nsa ma doji so adehye munim kwan ode afa so ode asom and the New Patriotic Party as well. Yeah, in Badwam there, we've seen him and we know what is in him. And Yadanasi say and he's being considered say Omabua Ghana and some in other capacity outside being a member of parliament. In Mabunu na omunya akwanya wa manyo se munna who say nukure ni ode eye akwanya bi to mo on betim de Ghana etumika akodum pempenswa Ghana ebeka say enu nyamhye ona wakwaba aficha panso bibia e kama our continuous hope and prayer and say as nana the light no egusu a echini no ebeba betoso na wama Ghana in a capacity be a betim just you are a member of parliament but if you say the more fire go na utimi ebo Ghana more and so I'm saying the be able call
my official more official kase na me chairman back up the greatest respect chairman one chairman more official in some boko yeto abani wie yenti pinchen bia there were a few hitches say yeto abani some no mana ya na eba but yamin chade nti asia ye adwuma na memfa konye sum ma me manfo the thousands of in some for nititiru ahemfo mpanifo ne nketwa ene me mambe no mo eton brodo ni me namfo consistency executives ni mpanifo adofo ahodo me mamu nyina afishapa na afia kwa promise afifufum pomcho mu menye gidie na yemfa ye ho bone susu enche ye ho minim sense elections no be break also especially from our political opponents no be break but this is not the time say ye be fifi efunani akwa be hunkru is a dawn of a new beginning I say ye be no mafofro say ye di tumi a share sir. There is a sea of expectation out there. Ghana for to do na ehwese. En sama hodo ye gina simpie so kan no. Ye bedi mu no kre. Na me dia me wogidie me shake one beat in my breast, in my confidence. So penina ye nyina ye di na chi no. O ye nipa de sabi onye nyame onye sorabofo. Then so hwe no ne sune hunu ene Potokasi's experience. Obeyade. There's going to be some paradigm shift. We share in some more kind still now, now we are privileged to have such a person as a country. The SEA said there's a time for everything, as the good book says. A time to mourn, a time to make merry. There was a time for campaign. We have one entity called Ghana. This is a time for all of us to revolve around our country, the flag, the Ghanaian flag. Because we have no other country than this country. And whatever talent, mistakes, whatever talent are you want, all right.
Okay, so or a businessman or a politician or a football administrator and also a philanthropist, Chairman Adekoka, is not sitting well with him. Many days he cannot run away from that. Especially his plan A did not work. Any ban also offer plan B, he's a footballer. Into him these shocks and surprises how it goes. But sometimes I don't even say the Black Star bidding couldn't, no doubt. Na Black Star couldn't go na a bit of stress and but once you're a politician, you're always ready. Football at shows are doing another. You go into the match, your prayer is that you are winning. It's good. It's good. But it's in bad taste. Bad bending. That is the NDC losing in Greater Accra under your watch. But it's a good experience. Exactly. You've learned your lessons, I guess. Anything to share?
I
think come to Chairman. Ami.
Na bibia ya hwebanyame ayame.
Ami.
Official pa for union mo wohwe na pe.
Yeah.
Na munua don pre.
Now nana no more enjoy. Free SHS.
Mpedem don pre kasa the pay.
Now nana no more SHS.
This is a new dawn.
Yeah.
And then the 3rd January.
Yeah.
I'm the any first people like Aba.
Yeah.
Who studio the ase there at least no we friend pay the basic na nkomo. Nti official pa me bia na munua so a fine gentleman. It's a fine gentleman. You know Aba said to you several times. I know his capacity. Let me the reader no around that. Mbo mo dan on tono do. And so eja. Ebra wa abra no so onya won fa so kakra.
They did come about January 7th. I know a key in your conversation, but of course, Bebe say you do home komo kakra. You set up a 13-member committee. Specifically, what mandate you there?
Oh, after every contest, even when you win the crown, there's a need to review how you came about the win. Elususa, you have to have a odenya baby nyama abaman kofa ashwem de abazine. One koye. The demographics of Ghana is changing. The middle class, will rise because of Inyama Papa, president, Obeye, I'm a middle class be will rise. But the question, they be a message as a call out, did it resonate with the middle class? People are looking at other extenuating circumstances. I know there are certain maybe I want to say food soldiers, war problem, apathy, war problem, logistics. How did it go down? How fast? All those things. More post more Facebook 1st January 2015. If you are kankan na hwe. Someone came now abada. And then another factor na make there. Middle class. There's a growing middle class in this country. And that middle class, who appeals to them? People were saying they were floating voters. What's why a better 5% of them? But no, it has grown. A lot of politicians, if there's a certain middle class, you should, in the message, Edinburgh middle class, are they buying it? Doomso, what's the effect of Doomso on the campaign, on the activities of Ghana? It's very important there. All these things, it is better there, an independent body. Now, because I mean, it be some 1, 2, 3, 4. I can give you some of the factors. But an independent body, it is in the right direction there. After every event, or there a postmortem. And I think that is what we are doing.
Is the center holding for the NDC?
Oh, it is holding. It is
the possible total breakdown.
No. You see, 208, 201, your opposition for 8 years. 208, NPP, or opposition. They never broke up. 208, we didn't break up. Why is that all of a sudden, Ibiasi? No. From what I see it, people have feelings. Not natural. Today, King, a new linear house, Koba. I watching the win. Your supporters in the stand, they will be hooting at the players. They will be trained. Some of them will even attempt to stop the players from even boarding their buses. But on the Monday or Tuesday, when you go to the training grounds, you see the same players and the same supporters having a tete-a-tete and advising them, I will, or there's your left leg, and you shoot the ball, component, I can fight right now, mix it. So that's a natural feeling. Some that is
okay,
going forward. No.
But why is the president still cutting sword, greeting and still signing contracts? And
only 2 days ago, Obama,
that Russia 35,
35, Why is he doing it? He's the president.
But the president talks about it's not in good faith. Quite
No, I don't. Who said that?
Trump talks about knowing the response he gave to the Russian leader. Indicates that he's totally in disagreement with what the president is doing.
The law, the Constitution of America, or wherever says the president. Trump when Trump comes and he said that he's going to bring all the Russian spies into America, then that is his beef. That is his problem. But he, as a president, have seen that these people are, and even some of the senators are saying that it's an act of war. And then you sit down, look at where they caught that could have brought down their power supply. It could still have jeopardized the power supply of, if they were attempted to do something of that sort. See, let us situate this. Until midnight 6th of January, right, the president of Ghana is President John Dramani Mahama. And his duties, these are his duties that have been lined up. And I don't know, I don't see what the problem about. There's precedent. Time of President Kufuor, Oba exiting, he was cutting sword for the road here, the road over there. N1. No, not the N1. Ofanko. Yes. He was even signing bills. He was signing all those things. What is good for the goose, it's good for the gander. I don't know why we always want to behave as if we are living in another part of the world. We live in the same global village. Everybody acts. In the United Kingdom, there's a different ball game. The moment the election result is announced by 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. midnight, by the following day, the Prime Minister is walking to the office. They don't have room for transition.
So it sits well with the NDC, the MOA last
and even cutting sword, it's just a continuation of the projects that we have lined up. Okay. I don't know what is wrong about it.
Have you spoken to DC's name, deputy minister's name, ministers knows said they should exit government bungalows, they should not wait for?
No, see, there's a transitional provision.
3 months.
For 3 months.
Yeah.
You see, though.
But is it what is where we are waiting now 3 months? Or?
Well, I don't think it is well, but per the constitution. You see,
it will bring that kind of
there be some few years back, of course, a problem. In the wisdom of the framers of the.
Nipa no hard about 3 months.
I say no. If you were man or cover then why? You don't assume that the Biara war. Nifi. To take you time to look for accommodation. And so they've eased it. They made it easier for you to ease out, and I think we should respect it.
Have you come out from the shock, the NDC as a party?
Yes, I mean,
not your person, but as a party. Free, say yes, it is. That is it.
Connect meeting. We have set up a timetable for the what do you call it?
National.
Transition committee, to go out within 3 months to bring out a report, and you cannot stay in that shock situation for a very long time. People are still hurt, and that's why I say that on the average, we feel that we must rally together and look at the causes of the defeat, and then look forward to fight another day.
Yeah, that committee in the report on the so that we are able to also subject.
Exactly.
May that's for your tough skin.
Any
comment on the channel?
Chairman Ayade, Michelle, his composure was okay, and that tells of an experienced politician. At the end, even though we in the crown, it doesn't mean it's the end of the world. There will always be an accountability. And whatever it is, you should know that we are in the dane. Today is yours, tomorrow may not be yours. On President's Commission of Projects, it's kind of even though Ghanaians, the rejection was emphatic. But you see, problem we work at Crani is if you look at the Transition Act, that means become somewhere. There is a spirit behind the law, not just the letter of it. The spirit. There may not be explicit provisions that But you see, normally how we are, especially where there is an incoming team, you know, I believe, sir, as for commission of project, we need problem. But certain appointment, you know, the experience of His Excellency President Mahama, I'm again say, at least he's not under any compulsion by law to do so. But for fairness, now the reduced tension between the two teams, you know, at least some consultation should have gone because me the say, and I'm happy the president-elect, His Excellency Nana Adom Akufo-Addo, and my colleague for Penny for Kochiano, no. It was full of words. Or bought your man penny abaso. So what boa masum really a cost war may a was war. So far, me whom said there have been any exchanges of negative words, unlike the past. Ubefia incoming president, no, I can't, no, we can't. There is a show of a certain unique maturity, for a long time. We haven't seen this in our body politics. And to that end, immediately as me bought your man penny. Or tia kunyenzi si abaso na me bo president elect so abaso but ye kwe ni mu no the essay hwe say is a social engineering you are doing. It's high time we look at the law again, because you see anybody will want to exploit the vacancy we have in the law.
And that is why probably part of supposedly MPP for being ports almost say we are buying cars. They are seizing cars and some taking it to Nima police station. Some also going to lay ambush at certain government. Are they not taking over? The suspicion is becoming too much. 10 cars or Flagstaff House, 10,000 cities. That is why I make a chairman. They say they should wash off their hands as early as practicable. But he talks about an opening of 3 months.
You see, Chairman Pacho, say at the end say, I told the beer the negativity here too much. Media as on mine, we've done well. I say a boy and one basso. Our democracy is not too old, so but we shall say first, no, ya two baby in a sabisabu, ya didn't continue ba so, ya attack you. At least we have moved from that mentality. If somebody has a reason, so we are buying car. There are state institutions there say a report. Minjindi say ye jino be on the middle of the road, attack you. The Gino be in the middle of the road, ajin a car or drive it. So, Mumayam boy and one basso as on my kakra. Nianka so, oh, at least for this time, you know, there's been a remarkable improvement of what was happening in 4 years or some 8 years back. We didn't say even our opponents, Ubami constituency, I can speak on that. Young Crawford, I just told them, so look, there's time for everything. Mumi Nyabutre. DC, MC, and in penny for everybody is doing their job freely. Oh, be and conquer how be. It's also reasonable. So 3 months grace period in this. My wrong out to fee, crying out to a 50 on man as if you read to I'm random crime on Quanzes or more America. It is fair. Now, I give a compensation account, maybe chairman and come was a year. President take away and the Aquina, you can say, I have no problem with that. As a former president, why not? But you see, Mramunu, so it's not a buying dime. And then you subject a dining to a very significant renovation. The owner can raise an eyebrow. This is what I will be dying. No budino, no way ye no more be brea. It raises an eyebrow. In future, your man penny for a dime at the moment. They don't have the power to do a certain renovation about so significant as a hawker. Take away the president, meaning how we are. And indeed, he's a fine gentleman. He has served the country. But we put me home. And like I said, it's a new beginning. Sometimes in person, no panabeye, President Kufo. Maybe share a corner in Champitit in 70 and I'm a corner in Johnny Micassan in Sue. I wouldn't near say. So, penny of a small man, in the office, quite poor credit man. It was difficult. I think we must grow. Well, because when he said, oh, my, you know, a year, Ghana for Nedi to me a shown, sir. And it's a certain transient period. It is a period, no, as a we ye, na dachi and yawudimpa abono. Whatever is due to the president, let's give it to him. But, Not the hatching. Yen Casso, wait yet, young penna 70, and I waited in immediate tunes, and away say, yes, Anna, yet in Chichimu or by or may. But all in all, no. Chama more, if there's a review committee.
Yeah.
Yes, is in order. What's that? Let's lose you and enough for more. Chairman, dear, or no.
Especially when they were so expected.
His shocks are bigger. He's a tough guy. But Mekai Yeluzi 2008, my in the form. 2000, I was one of the key people leading Krofoko voter region. Brobotro. In fact, it was as if the whole world has come to an end. As a young man, and I can understand some of them how they feel. Yes, I'm been losing 2012 count. I was lucky that time quite a member of parliament in Germany. It is not something that would be Jenny said somebody should be in that state. But you see, for them, I know the top echelons of the party, they saw it coming. Obi said, my chairman, I'm sure he may not admit it on this platform, but they sense that Sadia way I'm sure. And about 2 weeks to the time, it became increasingly clear that they can only be saved by a miracle. And look at the margin that you're doing here. We show our body politics from 1992, being we with this difference. President Rawlings' time, President Rawlings won with a hugely emphatic margin because that time, even though it was real democracy, there were challenges, opaque ballot boxes and the likes. And from that time, moving to this time, for anybody to win with this margin, I wish them well, and I'm very happy, sir. Opinion or that kuna no, you're Dr. Botche, very experienced person who knows the party in and out. He's joined them even from the PNDC. No, the late friend is saying, this is a fine gentleman, female last year. PV, wonderful man. No, Kwesi PV, and former President Rawlings, 3 key guys who were very, very close. NDC party. And I hope that they will involve some of the grassroots for no because for some of them their reactions are the yaudie after your painful defeat, Now I also believe they will listen to the former president, President Rawlings. What was that? To be forewarned is to be forearmed. A lot of the things that are happening, we see in the speech of March 31st year, it is not significantly different from the things he was telling our brothers in the NDC. I hope that this will be a time to heal wounds. And it will be a time, say, was the general secretary, and then the former, because all is not well with them, we cannot pretend on this and say all is well. Between the general secretary and the former president, they can really, really do retrospection and forgive themselves. Because you see, former president, and I hope that he will want to wish that the NDC comes to power before Nyanko Beton's African. And I also we are tasso.
Apostle.
Yes, we are tasso, but then you're pet.
Okay, I see. Chawade, you are exiting, but I'm at my 7th, somewhat more. Your party and your administration still have a reasonable interest, national interest, to see, say, Bibia Bekoso and signed it to me, and another Dankwa Kufuado, the New Patriotic Party. So far, from where you sit, preparations towards January 7th, remember, okay.
Oh, yes. Our transitional team, organizing inauguration, and a lot of experience, NDC for count.
Okay.
And almost some count. I mean, for me, it is Ghana. It was whatever thing is put in place is for the betterment of Ghana. This time I'm new again. You've come a long way. If you remember 201, people were being chased, people were arrested and put because it became as if there was vengeance in the air. So people must pay back. It didn't augur. Some of us were even dragged to certain committees and that kind of thing. Anyway, because everybody all serve at that particular moment of time in the interest of the nation. That's what we should all remember. Obi amba oba no abese Ghana. Oba no abese in the interest of the nation. If you look back to our independence, people have come, Kwame Nkrumah, Buzia, Ankara, Achampon. A lot of people have traversed this country and once we contribute to Okota. That is what we should look at. Then now it's your turn to add to the gains that we have made over the years. Inti, why is acrimony? To feed them. To them, I go walk or harbor. How can you just go there? Can't air driving? It be a point Jim a petrol. So how can you on a tow truck? So some of these things, the media should also go there so that Obama attention about phone. What a car or Flagstaff? It's not how a car, Abra auctioneer, Abra auctioneer or flag. Look, and don't forget that all the sales assets have been documented. And there to no one more cheat. Now, because it's engine number now, I guess we throw things into the air to give a semblance of maybe a war situation or a coup has taken place. Coup taking place and you see people running helter-skelter, hiding things or that kind of thing. In Kenya, we train 7 January, handover. Then to the American, once was a baton, but I shall win him. And then yes, you about if you, yes, you they will start piecing in. We start piecing in. To them, I want to piece in. Never from but now, more guitar, more blackboard, me checklist.
Manifesto.
1 million, one constituency. Don't benefit. The constituency benefit. I'm sure on trend. For the next 4 years.
Do you foresee Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the New Patriotic Party, living up to expectation per Mochia Mojaho and the Amomono? And he said, Moja Mochia, more expensive than
I wish them all the best of luck in this world. Because I like Moka Ashesum there. So, what to petrol da? I'm now on your benefit. What to electricity da? I'm now on your benefit. One more free estimate and anum to the American Oboko. And I should be happy about those things. I shouldn't wish them that they cannot do it. Other more encourage one way. That under the day we are the checklist about war. Because all the stage where boy competitive. And is or you're competitive. Into Musuma in a community that one they can't take it away from us. As for that competitive nature and looking at whether the promises, or don't think we are just going to fold our arms and sit down. We'll be checking because our promises, the expectations are high.
What area probably they critique more about appointments? So far, Nana Tinakunyano, so but it's indicated that there are certain personalities be a person amongst the personalities, maybe say Yakase, Yamame Hajia Alima, your Alan Kodu Chairman, Dr. Frimpong, Professor Dr. Frimpong Boating, Honorable Siama for sports, and then we probably have Napo also coming in education or health. All those names. So far, names about Nana from the Num, those hints, those somewhat certified ones. Okay, because one area the MPP criticizing this administration, your administration, was the kind of appointments, and the people that were in those positions.
Or you're subjective. Or you're subjective. And I say, yeah, or subjective. When they are fine gentlemen, was it money more?
The one I'll be home.
I look at the fine gentleman.
So until you get to the field.
Ewa, Enyima. A team. 11 good players. Very, very good players. Now, so this is my first 11. But whatever me, Obesha go. Then you can say, go keep your son. But on face value,
Very good player.
Very good player. No, but no, what born on a go no, what born on a go no. Until after the event, no, now we can go pay. Okay, this is here. No one can't throw this here. It is from paper. They are fine gentlemen, and they are Ghanaians, and we have to wish them luck. But I'm saying that after 7 January, I'm sure by all means you will be inviting me here and my brother here. Yanka Saturday, America there. When later on, your perception was that they were not good.
Yeah.
On the time I was in the bed, you be there were good. And I'm what's it? The pudding, the eating of the
sweetness is
in the eating of the pudding. Until let's live with it. They are fine gentlemen, they are all nice, but you see, you are all Ghanaians. And Ghanaians, you know, you have certain traits. Beyond and Nusuban, or fine Suban, that when the thing is given to you now, you might either be overwhelmed.
They have the men, that's what they claim.
And you are the same school.
But they claim they have
no. That word, no, I don't want us to. Yesterday, I went to one of my mates' sister's birthday. Or MPP. Musumi NDC. We all sat in the same class. We all were taught by the same teachers. And I cannot say that he's better than me. We are co-equals.
But they claim they have the men.
Well, so if they claim they have the men now, let us watch and pray.
Mijide said, because we have the men now, the greatest respect to chairman. No? It is not to spite or be. So
well,
yes.
Minimum
said you GDH, but me Christian, me GDH, me say, so what GDH is a snap ya ba. Yes.
But where chairman also appraises that, so I did no, Okofa empty barrel could just say, no, Oba Corona say, Okudu but obviously, will need Papa with
chairman argument, and it's true, I don't fault you. Sir, I didn't find share one, sir.
Do you chairman with
me can't open?
No.
Yeah, but we have a track record. And you see, it is not just Nipakitwebi. We have a sea of men who are ready to deliver on certain key deliverables. Kwesi anya kwabna wo ho. Kwabna ntimi anya ya wo ho. Ya wentimi anya kofi wo ho. That is the kind of governance they bring Ghana for. And for me, my confidence is coming from the man Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
The man who's been described as incorruptible.
Yes.
So corruption,
in fact, he is incorruptible.
Corruption under his administration, a key.
What is and I know how critical you are. With this
administration, it is not even about how critical. The point is that the man has been touted as an incorruptible man. So this personality, matters relating to corruption and how Obe handled should be and is of key interest,
of course,
to some of us.
Not just to the entire nation. Listen to what he said. Or say, if you want to make money, go to the private sector. And that governance, it is a public, your friend is saying, function, a functionality to serve the people of Ghana, not to a man's worth. He has been consistently and repeatedly been making this statement. You see, media, that even aside, the Mpensenpensenmu said the chairman, we are not significantly different from them. In the school. In fact, I was Nukes. I was at Nukes with Okuje Tony, Badwam, Haruna and Co. We all were Nukes president. And in a way, there's a certain, likeness. But what we have, the way and what is within us, it is not the same. It's not significantly different. The way chairman, I respect chairman. In fact, I can say that all the regional chairmen, he's one of the chairmen. I mean, always composed. He's just calm and saying what he has to say.
To avoid you.
Yes, that is what we are going to do. And at the end, the bar stops at the leader. You see, we were very critical of President Mahama because some of the appointees, he should have shown them the door. And this is not the time to mention names, but I have confidence in Anasa. When you are giving the mandate, it's a kokoya no one he will show you the door. Because imagine, Nipa, what touchline, train some just say would have football field in Mono. That is why we are having, and I must admit, there's a bit of challenge with that appointment.
Because they will talk about a party that believes that even a professor is a deputy minister. So we have the men.
Yes.
That is what they will tell you, that even a professor is a deputy minister. Is that what we are looking out for? Titles and names and field work.
Am I still on the floor? Am I still on the floor?
I want to answer this
question. Let's not reduce the argument to titles. No. Let's not reduce the argument to titles. Okay. I can tell you, so Obi on even degree.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Master, giving the mandate, or do more, you'll be amazed.
Yeah.
So it's not much about titles. And we have also not portrayed that impression, say the one who has the highest title though, is the one who's going to be engaged. In fact, the appointment is outer. There are people who have double PhDs and yet they have not even been engaged.
Yeah. Okay.
And you know, Papa no only and he has a classical advantage. Your party, there's nobody who has been offered this opportunity before. This number of times. From crane to crane, he knows most of the party functionaries and most of the party people and most Ghanaian people. One of the longest serving lawyers that was serving for a long time, Onim Ghana for the donor. And you know, Chairman, they are going to keep quiet and be very critical, but I'm telling them that they will be disappointed.
Okay.
Because we are going to fold our sleeves, get to the ground, and work. And we will also consult and humble ourselves. Because in Yansa Nibaku for Trimo,
that's the talk of all politicians.
I consult.
That you be brain wasi. That you be see be sumo. That mo be frɛ anopa awia ewum ejemu biemu you be ba ne be sumo. Nemom it's like what politician be a panie bi when they assume office or power or authority. Sometimes chairman ade o man a clear signal say chairman Mohani the tokru bi da ho nti mo feeling oh we are on top. What else do you say? This is your first time maybe after 7th mo first 6 months excellent humility. After a year after the
but the point is that you see so what criticize you be it doesn't mean so can some the one who is criticizing somebody, you know, you should also have the humility to understand that the person also has a way of thinking.
That's correct.
So you don't expect, say,
suddenly
the person has to consult
right.
into that period of work in progress. Nipa need your consultation. And not just nipa na sama can
you are come to lord it over us.
Oh, amahine media is say no minimum say assembly ameka bia. You have the other side of it. Oh, yeah,
we are servants.
Oh, we are servants. In fact, we are servants. That is the truth. And you know, time will tell.
Apart from it being the truth, is that the reality when you assume power?
You don't expect to say, let's not forget that. Let's be practical here. When I have found a number of years, that
was already ye. What was already ye? And to be so much of the ego. Now, yet I take now, I shall say,
the fact of the matter is that also Obia Fifi Obia Fifi more Obi Honoma, what can some chair now, or acting immediately. Obi also our own tea. Obi also a person obeying his own way. But that is why it is a political party, like-minded people who believe in the certain beliefs. It is that if you realize that there's a disparity in your beliefs compared to what the party believes they are, you have to be excused. And I just pray, Nanado, for about 15 years I've known this man, come close to him, you know. I very, very much believe so, and he will not have any hesitation. Sir, even Nimpeni for Krobaka Chosemini and Pacho Tranche. Appointment so far about 5 I confirm, you know. It is showing a certain signal. If it is true, say Mami Frima is going to be Mama Frima Chief of Staff. It tells me something. Wonderful woman. When she has to be stern, she'll be stern. when she will have to open
like
up and show you mother at traits. I mean, wouldn't Auntie Frema? She would do it. And for Nana not to pick anybody, look at the sea of old guards. Forgive my words. A war, a party. For Nana to pick Auntie Frema, no, a chamfuni be me the man's foresight and what he foresees into the future. Now, Masiat is a young man. Asenso, together with Abu Jinapo,
deputies
are going to be deputies. And also then he is also building a path of succession. A clear path of succession. You are going to see a paradigm shift. And in fact, Buzia gave the opportunity to President Kufuor.
It's rare in your party. It's rare in your party.
Oh, I admit it. But Bibi Papa be finance Chairman now whom you in some direction.
Apostle Salasia Ada Ono Maheti Apostolic Empowerment Ministry Mozuma Jibra Moshebi Yadamwase, wonderful man of God. Chairman, wakasa bebre meaning that yenya abotrema na nado no so to minimum we. Now all those critiques na my ready and probably another surprising because even before Nana gets to office, our Guso Kasano of state agencies and departments and corporate society was a Zongo fund in my first budget. Okorenim.
Sir. Mania.
What do you
Bibi was the Casa on top.
Oh, it is easier said than done. What do I not done? You be one.
Mania. I don't pray. Pedal Mude. I mean, the match. Ghana politics. Got a woman go coast. The Bohun Kwame Nkrumah. Nemu General Ankara. General Ankara, fine gentleman. What about two Nenimano, Ophélie? No Kofi, Mehu Buzia. Darucha, dear, my uncle. Wouldn't say
Darucha.
Darucha is
MPP Darucha.
Yes, my uncle. Don't know about that. Darucha is my uncle. Mehu Janisel B. Mehu Kofu P. Sana Yaba Revolution Time. Yaba PNDC. Professor Mills. Me na Neshasi. The time okay, my uncle, another IRS boss, Uwino, Blankson, and Professor Miss Business into a long string of politicians. Missing there. A brofo, Nanya say, ground the que. It's the ground. The ground, the matters. As for talking nice and nice, let me say, as all committee with the Ghanaian. No, the trappings of power. When President Mahama came, everybody said it's a fine gentleman. Today, what is my friend saying? That he didn't have his accusation as incompetent.
Yeah. Inefficient.
Very incompetent. That's the word. That word is hanging there. And we are all Ghanaians. The blood that streams through us is all Ghanaian. You see, there's something called attitude. And when you are talking, that word attitude. Attitude. Very, very important. And that is a government will succeed or not succeed on
based on attitude. Towards everything.
Now I keep saying that we've come a long way. You should look at our attitude. If we are not going to change our attitude, you can be, and this saying has been going on, you can bring Jesus Christ to Ghana. And I know that then we will end up stoning him. And see, Mama Kade, we wish the new incoming government luck, but I don't like you to tell me the PhD, double PhD, chain of look.
And never yet, Jumano.
And because that was one friend, you told me that in Kofu PhD or deputy Mr. PhD,
professor.
Minia, you won't be there. Also, no MPP or track record, and they have a track record. 2001 to 2008, they had professors, they had all manner of people. I know that the Ghanaians rejected them, just as they've rejected us. And they ended up selling Ghana Telecom to balance their books. They had all these HIPIC reliefs. They had all manner of things. At the end of the day, what happened? Don't let us go there about PhD, about having people who are warming the benches and that kind of thing. Mr. The ground they queen. I've told you, the Black Stars, they're the finest team on the continent of Africa. For 35 years.
You've not won a cup.
But you can tout the names of the Black Stars. Yeah. Huge, heavy. Some of them play European Cup and all those kind of things. But even today, when they are going yourself are telling me that they will be knocked out the first round. You do that, bro. I saw the better with you. I saw better with you. But what is good for the goose
is also good for the gander.
For the gander. And that's something.
It's your uncle or it?
When I to the McKay, we used to or touch la or McKay, the football no. Maybe a tram or foolish, beat now on a charm, allow me, charm, menele try. Oh, a Kay, I try to get so say, ja tram one quantity. A tram it's we wish the block.
So,
yes.
The point is that my interest in this administration is the fight against corruption. The approach in fighting corruption, because the person in question is incorruptible. How then would you supervise on matters relating to corruption and all those things? For now, I'll leave it there like that. With many dinane on this issue of corruption. And I said, the mayor, scandals will be pure on administration. That's why I'm doing. Said it was a kind of OGD will be Ankra Suni Bang, and Chairman talks about attitude. Koinya Akwanya, Adom Keke. So instead of you to serve, rather you want to milk there. It comes to attitude, it don't come to Nana. Where we have to hold Nana is when those scandals break. His approach in dealing with those scandals.
I don't my capture.
Yeah, that's where we have a challenge.
Successfully captured, yes. It will happen because they are human institutions.
That's correct.
But said I cannot add or take anything away from it. Say Syria and Namoa openini betu ni kasaye ene ni yabia ene bechere say ampa some more kan no na GDP tai chana say
don't forget that the NDC money back go see akata after January 7 2 ni na busy.
Oh media, in fact, I also wish them well because Chairman Adekoka is coming to benefit real good governors. I can assure him that.
So his business is going to really become
yes, we are not going to discriminate against him as long as he presents a viable business plan.
All inclusive business.
All inclusive, everybody on board.
Okay,
so it's going to be well.
New Year messages about Ghanaians and their loved ones now. Yes, Yakacho say, Nameya Adoma on the 6th and on the 7th, Friday, Saturday, extensive coverage from Parliament through our Akusi Independence Square. Now, you can trust us. We've been projecting elections. This time we did not call, we project election results. The Abambi or Tishubia say, it do a time now, we didn't go now, the confusion say, Baya. Now, Banan might say, Kushu. Anyone, won't tell my electoral commission. So that's what we will do. We'll project from the 6th to the 7th, Kopim said, Anado Danko Kufuado, Nana Abakacho said, William, a candidate, a swak of enemy, Nase, or the Nekasana Tuhuria, a chile party, a chile near the Funina, bro. New Year message.
New Year message, Jomahine, Memma Wankasemu, Fishapa. I think you've anchored this program professionally, and you have a huge reputation out there, Nipa Dudona, Bodimpa. Sabi also ye baby no.
Yeah.
Ti yesrese adwuma pa wo ye no Nyankopon ton kwadem.
Amen.
No mbire wo hiem na wontimi ko woni mu ye. Ni titiru the company, the corporate multimedia. Wo ye adwuma mo. Me gidi you have distinguished yourself. You have distinguished yourself. As ye nyina ye bom abaso mo adwuma for the production team. Mo ye adwuma ye pa. Na me ma the constituencies so so much ready for theatre ko theatre me momu nyina fishapa kese those have offended. I take this opportunity to plead for forgiveness na mumma yen kambom na obi nim jonko ade be chiso na yemfa ye ho bone encheche ye ho na mo benye adwumaden yenye adwumaden na adwumaden bi ani ho akum nipa na yensenye gidie wo ye man yi mu na ebiem nipa bia former mean to be because of former president so nya hand you over nipa bia abanya oba betwe mu akọ eyeye no yetimi hyemu kina
okay
National Youth Employment Program. We must bring in more models than Bebruny me adwumaye. Na project na cost why ese twaso de ese hwehwem so ese hwehwem.
Nana talks about no witch hunting,
yes,
but accountability,
yes,
which is key.
Enti me mobi bia official party through me chairman 1. One of the finest chairman yenim no man official pa yipa. Na I wish them well.
All right.
I wish them well.
Chamadi.
Mine. About the Adom TV, the Oman platform over the years to come and have conversation with our fellow Ghanaians. And to them, Don Preken, Honorable Don Preken, you're one of the finest gentlemen. Your crew very nice. When you come here, you are treated nicely. And so, but I said, without your platform, I don't think people will know who we are and what we are capable of doing. And so, better multimedia as now going forward, the peace of the nation is paramount. That is very, very important. Then and apa ebosor na yetumi yatna ye ka mu na yabaha ana ya kokrum nyama pede o de yetuma ye. That is part. Every government urban the first point of call peace. Although guarantee there obey nyama obama asumdwe waba Ghana. Into ya come to them making witch hunting. I think experience from 201 up to date. That part no. Only in Panko be Professor Mills Oben Osa Asumdwe.
Right.
Osa Asumdwe. Inti much Sagana Funina enya buta. Abanfo forever. Yenso but no. Ye pion be there we pion over for consultation. So what's all inclusive? And is the Omfagana Funina boom. Sure there. Ibutumpon is very, very important.
Musuana.
So Dabi. And this year. And this is very resilient.
Okay.
In a time, no. Yempe de kada ni aban record court for 8 months. Into your attention, no. Yeman goodwill, your president, Okra Abuja, Okra Ghana, also Bia, today my old topic, access local. Also there, he has created the environment. Obama moving ahead, no very easy. But if you are a bon, no, if you are boom, no, why a bon. I'm all for that person being dealt with. Okay. But we shouldn't go about either me tell you one of Awuku. But by the time they finish with us, no, there will be no end.
Okay,
that is what J.H. Minister said. And I thought he had learned a lesson.
But he
hasn't learned a lesson.
Okay.
But I can assure him that Dama part, no, is a part of destruction.
Okay.
On court
matter. So much, Chairman. Your girlfriend Joyce in the US 2 a.m. I say, Nadia, you've been extremely gentle. He loves the program. Yeah, that's 2 a.m. in the States and you are watching. Great.
We will not underrate the NDC. We will not. Now,
they are coming like Kakai.
Oh, they will come, but they will know where they will end. Yeah, so our court matter and person can be someone fire in court. You have no reason to take us to court.
But they told us about irregularities around 2 a.m. on the 8th of December.
They
told us about that.
You see, court, Chama, you see, we tend to have a certain negative perception about court.
Just a minute. So far, you pinching the air quality. There's a lot of places where the results have been changed. I'm telling you, an authority.
Then I will encourage you. Well,
we are piling. We will make a formal statement.
It's very important because you see, court near court.
The president told us, as far as he's concerned, he doesn't want to go to court.
Okay.
He said no because at the time we wanted to also know. As far as he doesn't want to play back the record of what happened in 2012.
But I would have wished somebody would connect.
Okay, so Freddie Suo London, he talks about the program being good today, and he greets yourself and Chairman Adekoka. Chairman Amanfo Besomo more with this demeanor. Keep criticizing.
I've always had a good
Yenara Assassini, we have nowhere to go than to help the new incoming administration. Say, Badwam Ghana etimekoso. And theater. Yedasi, so share come and theater for me director and Pedu and Rita Mami. So for Victor Mami, understand presidential pastor Mami. Hey, titles now, but new administration with titles. Presidential pastor Mami. Good morning. Okay. So host of Belgium morning show Mami. Anti-comfort, so much. Yeah, yes, yeah. You have the chair, you be sure. Na ya say yako.